Today, being the World Brain Tumor Day, I'll be talking about what are the causative factors, the pathology, and the symptoms of this overgrowth which happens inside of the brain. So, whenever there are changes in the genes are damaged or altered, the DNA which is present on the chromosome, which is responsible for controlling the multiplication of the cells, so that is deranged, and this leads to a quick multiplication of cells leading to an overgrowth. Now the growth can be benign, it can be cancerous. So primarily there are two types of growths which are found in the brain, that is the primary tumors and the secondary tumors. When we say primary tumors, the growth has originated in the brain itself. So it grows out of the brain cell, the nerve cells or the gland or the covering of the brain, that is the meninges. And the second is the secondary growth. So if the focus of an affection of cancer is somewhere else, say breast tissue or lung tissue or the kidney cancers, they spread to the brain. So basically it is a metastasis to the brain leading to the tumor. So these are the secondary tumors that we call as. Now what are the symptoms of brain tumor? So it's very important to know that it usually begins with headaches, unexplained severe headaches, especially the patient wakes up with a headache. So along with vomiting, nausea because of increase in the intracranial pressure, there is vision problems, loss of vision, diplopia, dizziness, problem with the movement, coordination, balance, cognitive issues. There could be a personality change. They are not able to find the right word to describe their feeling, as well as there could be symptoms like stroke, because the growth, it presses upon the important areas which will be responsible for movement and speed. So there could be tingling and numbness, difficulty in walking. So along with that, seizures or convulsions. Say, so all of these are the initial symptoms of the overgrowth or the brain tumor. Now, what are the investigations which are to be done so as to know exactly and how to diagnose the problem? So basically, first of all is the proper case taking. After that is the neurological assessment. So basically regarding the special senses, the assessment regarding the hearing, the vision, the reflexes, the movement, as well as the coordination. And so this neurological assessment is very important because it helps us in the clinical evaluation. Second is imaging. So we have the CT scan, the MRI of the brain, as well as the PET scan, which locates the area as well as the size of the tumor. Along with that, EEG and lumbar puncture, so as to check upon the cerebrospinal fluid for the tumor markers, as well as the blood investigation for the same, that is the tumor markers. Apart from that, we also have the skull x-ray, so as to know whether the complications have set in of herniation or hydrocephalus. So all of these, or the disease has spread to the bone, that is the skull. So these are the few, the EEG. So all of these help in the diagnosis. Once the diagnosis is made, then we can decide upon the course of treatment. So there are about 150 type of brain tumors, and many of them are benign. So we have the tumors which happen in the meninges, that is the very common ones, that is a meningioma of the brain. And secondly, we have the tumors of the glands that we must have heard about, the adenoma, the pituitary adenomas, which are also quite benign. The schwannomas are benign. There are few ones which are cancerous and are very aggressive, like the glioblastomas, and we need to work upon them quickly before they spread to the other parts of the brain. Brain being a very small contact structure, any growth can press upon the important parts and can give symptoms and can go, the prognosis can deteriorate. So the early diagnosis and treatment is very, very important. So if the problem is, say, benign and it's very small, so it can be worked with medication. But in case the problem is severe and it's, say, cancerous, then invasion, the surgical intervention or chemotherapy, radiation, all of these methods can be used to limit or stop the growth of the cancer. So it's very important to have an idea about what are the symptoms and how to diagnose it very quickly, and report to the doctor, as well as start the treatment very urgently as possible.